What's up, you guys? Welcome to Not My Channel. This is Brian's channel, and I'm introducing it because Brian asked me to introduce this video. So, what we're going to talk about today is, have you ever been to the hospital?
Oh.
And then obviously why, what happened, what was going on. So, I'll start it off since I started off this video. So, I've never like broken a bone. I've never had to go to the hospital like emergency wise, like
really?
you know, yeah, like in like an ambulance or anything like that. So the only time that I've ever had to go to the hospital, yeah, it's pretty sweet. I'm not gonna lie.
Pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet.
You're totally screwed though if you get hurt now, because you're
I know.
gonna be like, this is the worst pain I've ever experienced.
I'm dying. And
Knock
he's just
on
like
wood.
got a paper cut.
Alright, but so the only time that I actually ever went to the hospital,
That wasn't what? Okay, go ahead.
it's hey, they don't know, and now they know. So the only time I've ever been to the hospital, like to get work done on me, was I was 8 years old, and I had a hernia right in this region.
Inguinal.
In where my leg meets my...
Where the war jacket is?
There we go, exactly.
Full metal jacket?
And so I was...
Go on.
I was like 8 years old, and I had to get that removed. So I remember I had this hernia, and we had before, so this is like a little bit of backstory. Right before I had the hernia, we had a rat, right? And then it died because it had tumors. So I had like cancerous tumors, right? And it had like big, and my hernia was like protruding. It was like a big lump right there, right? So when I first showed my mom, she was like, oh, she like freaked out. She thought I had like tumors and I was about to die. So we went to the doctor, we found out it was just a hernia. So then I got scheduled the appointment. I remember when I had the hernia, it didn't hurt at all. Like, it didn't hurt.
Really?
No,
that's
it didn't
supposed to
hurt.
be
It
the
was
most
like
painful one is the groin.
Yeah, it didn't hurt. It was just weird. Like, it looked weird to me, but it didn't hurt at all.
Weird.
So
it's your intestines.
we got it removed, and oh my gosh,
That is weird.
that was the worst pain I've ever been in my entire life.
When you got it removed, or
When I got
after you got?
No, yeah, after I got removed. So obviously I was put under. So I was put under, and I guess when I actually do remember this. I woke up and like I had an ice cream, and I just like right there on my forehead, and I remember I woke up, and then after that I woke up again, and I was like I'm good. And I remember literally my head doing this and just right back to sleep. So this is
just unicorn hella hard.
Yeah, I did, dude. I was out of it, man.
That's a real thing. That's a thing called snow coney. You get the McDonald's ice cream and then you smash it in your face, so you see the reaction of the person.
You guys actually, I invented that. If you didn't know,
Very nice.
Like
so all royalties, all the royalties for those videos send to me. Thank you. But so that after I came home, I remember I was bedridden for like 2 weeks, and I remember my class made this huge. Do you remember back in the day when if like a kid was in the hospital, you made a huge card, your whole class?
I didn't go to school, but yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, you did it. Weird. That's true. You were homeschooled, you weirdo. But so they sent me that. But I remember I was bedridden for 2 weeks, and this is a funny story. So me, my mom, and we both believe that because of that happening, being bedridden, and then somehow she thinks some sort of thing they did in the procedure room, or like some of the medicine they used on me actually caused me to gain weight, and that's when I started gaining weight. Because before then, I wasn't heavy at all.
Really?
At all heavy.
Like,
and then right after I was bedridden for 2 weeks, so obviously that maybe played a role in it. I mean, I was only 8, but and then after that is when I started gaining weight up until I was 20. But yeah, that's my story.
I like that story.
It's the only time I've been in the hospital. I'm sure I've been other times, but not.
Yeah, my main experience in the hospital was when I was 4, and
Young one.
yeah, I'm a little cheeky 4-year-old learning how to ride a bike.
A cheeky little fat cheek.
And I'm like,
chipmunk to house.
Raise the bar.
Don't die, Chelsea.
I'm like, riding a bike, that's easy. I'll do it with one hand.
Oh no.
So I decided I'm gonna be cool and try to ride my bike one-handed, and I was just learning how to ride a bike. I was 4, and we were building the house that I was in at the time.
You were building it. You were just
yes, I was.
All right, guys, let's do this.
Fresh concrete floor. I'm like riding around on my bike, try to go one-handed, and of course fall. I basically, there's still a scar. Ooh. I fell, slipped my neck, chin area open on a table, and then smashed it on the concrete. And of course had to go to the hospital and get stitches because I had this giant gash, and then I messed up my jaw from actually hitting the concrete. And that was okay. I don't remember.
That was okay.
I don't. No,
that's another Saturday as a 4-year-old.
That's okay.
It gets much worse.
It gets worse.
my parents take me to the hospital, and I go to the little kids emergency room section, and my mom was gonna go in with me to get the stitches, and they're like, ma'am, we don't know if you're gonna be able to handle this. We think your husband should go in instead. So my dad comes in with me. I only needed 4 stitches, surprisingly, but they lay me down, and they have to put the like nummy stuff, no, not anesthesia, the other stuff.
The numbing gel stuff?
Well, it was like an injection, so they could actually put the stitches in.
Smashed ice cream all over your face till it numbs.
No, I came in.
It was great. Like, I got you. Well, they start to put it in, and it was like in, it was like in my neck area, and being a stupid 4-year-old, I freaked out at the needle and kind of like sat up, so they ended up like kind of stabbing the needle into my neck, and my dad's there watching, and what I didn't know at the time was he's very afraid of needles, and when that happened, when I sat up into the needle, he passed out. In the room with me, he passed out and cracked his head off the sink that they used to clean their hands.
I thought you were going to say cracked his head off, and I was like, what? How does that even happen?
Hit his head on the sink that they used to like wash off.
This is like a
they give
sitcom
you the
episode
injection.
is what this is.
Falls on the floor and blood just gushed out of his head, and he was like convulsing from hitting his head on the sink. And the terrifying thing was the doctors just ignored him for like 10 seconds because I had sat up into a needle and they stabbed me in the neck. I'm freaking out. My dad is like shaking on the floor, and there's a pool of blood under his head. They take care of me. They then had to stitch his head up next to me in the kids ER section. I'm looking over after I get my stitches, and the pillow was just red. It was like the most messed up experience ever. And then of course, traumatic. My mom is livid because they made him go in instead of her, and she was like, no, I want to go in with my daughter. They wouldn't let her, made him go in with me, and then that happened, and we ended up with this like massive bill because obviously he's not a child, and he's like getting care in the children's ER. And now, like, I can't deal with needles, and when I tell people this, I'm like, I don't know why I'm afraid of needles, but then I remember that happened. And I'm thinking that has something to do with it, because it was like the craziest thing that ever could have happened. Like, the way he looked on the floor, like, I thought he was going to die.
How discouraging would that be as a kid? Because, like, when you go to the hospital, even if you're just going to like, have a checkup and the wood on your tongue and stuff, you, like, want to look at your parent and be like, is it okay? It is okay. Okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But then, like, you're, like, sitting there, you're freaking out about your needle, and then you're like, what's going on with Dax? Freaking and dying.
It was horrible. It's weird.
Oh my
like,
God.
I can mostly retell the story, and I don't have any issues, but anything needle related, like, if we're talking about, like, getting blood work done or anything like that, like, I get lightheaded. It's, like, an extreme phobia for needles, and I definitely think it was because of that.
Well, I absolutely think that my story was much more interesting than that.
This is, like, the most anticlimactic trip to the hospital I've ever had, because it's like, oh, yeah, I went to the hospital last weekend, and they're like, oh, what'd you do, bro? And then I'll tell this damn story. It was, like, maybe 3 or 4 years ago. Yeah, I think it was like 3 or 4 years ago. Me and my friend Will and a couple other people were going to go to this like concert thing, right? And we were like super amped up. We like get our like monsters and stuff before we go, and like get fed up so we don't have to eat for a couple hours. We're like super amped. We're just like been waiting days and days and days to go to this. So excited, right? I have to tell you this part because it happens very stupidly quick. We like park the car, and then we're gonna walk from the car 200 yards to the sports center. And literally the first curb that we encounter, I jump off all like, yay! We're going to the concert!
Who was playing?
It was like a rave thing, I don't know. Some stupid DJ Mouse and but Disco Man, Cisco, Tesco. And I jumped off of the freaking curb, and that was it. Landed on my foot, it like, wow! And I was full bulk mode too, so I was 220 something, 222, 221. And it just like popped, and you know, sometimes you roll and then you're like, okay, I'll walk it off. Oh, we'll be good in like a minute. And I just tried to do that. I was like, we'll be good. Started walking around and I'm like, yeah, no, I feel like it's going away.
In your head though.
Keep forcing the fucking walk. Keep forcing. Like an hour later, my ankle is literally like softball size. I had to take my shoe off, but I didn't want to like ruin anyone's time, so I just stayed for the entire thing. And I just went to the top floor of the because it was like a hockey stadium that they're in the Raven. I just sat by myself. My friends would like check in with me.
Damn.
And I was just like, such an anticlimactic, lame-ass story.
So what was the hospital trip like?
The hospital trip was
pretty basic.
It was just me going afterwards, just being like, dude.
When'd you go? When'd you going? Like that night?
I think it was the next day because the rave didn't end till like some rainy time, like 2:30 in the morning. So I probably went like 3 hours after that to the hospital.
Jeez,
yeah,
dude.
that
Did you
story's
actually break
one.
your ankle, or was it just a really bad sprain?
I tore like 4 ligaments in it.
Isn't that? Don't you have videos, like old videos of like when you're wearing the boot from that?
Yeah, I have this one video. You can even search it on my channel. It's called the Crip Workout because it was like a cripple. I was trying to be cheeky, and I'm literally like using my hands to scoot down the stairs and stuff. We're going around the gym, and I'm like doing rows and like crutching myself to the
You're one of those. You're one of those.
Yeah, that just doesn't
I'm
stop.
in the gym, guys. Look at me.
I'm doing shrugs, but I'm standing on one foot. So I'm like doing the
using
asymmetric.
145 plate on each side. Just
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it takes, bro.
Whatever.
5%.
Real food.
Rich.
Real
My email, if you need to hit me up.
Favorite natural vegan bodybuilder, Rich Piano Electronic Keyboard. If you guys have any interesting hospital stories, or if you have anything to make fun of about his ice cream unicorn or her needle massive phobia, she did not exaggerate it as much as it's exaggerated. She is terrified.
Bad.
She's terrified.
Please let us know in the comments below. I also want to know what was your worst hospital trip, so let us know below. Other than that, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Team Beyond the Week.
CT.
Lift heavy or die, MIRIN, motherfucker.